There we go. That's better. mess down here. Too much light. So okay, whatever. All right. Let's see here. A bunch of junk here. I'll throw away. This is what happens when you have an accumulation of junk. Okay. All in one place. You gotta kind of deal with it all together. So, got this here. This is, I'll wait until a few people come in. I don't know how long it's going to take for somebody to come check out my video. But, usually takes quite a while because I don't have that many raving fans, so to speak. I can't go live on Facebook. I'm being punished on Facebook because I was a bad boy. That happens quite often, believe it or not. I don't know how to behave myself. Actually, I just don't like putting up with a bunch of bullshit rules, regulations, and all that crap they force upon us and take away our First Amendment rights. But anyway, I said some things that possibly I shouldn't have said. Maybe posted a few things that maybe I shouldn't have posted, but fuck them, I don't care. Whatever. So anyway, my glasses are dirty. My eyesight's getting bad. One of those here. So am I live or what? Let me go see here if I'm live. It doesn't appear to me. There's a whole lot going on here. Subscriptions. Let's see here, my channel. View my channel. Okay, there I am. All right. So there's a little bit of delay between there and here. So I'm gonna try. So I got some. We got some. Alexa, what's my notification?
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. Based on your order history, it may be time to reorder Mobil 1 Extended Performance Full Synthetic Motor Oil, 5 quart. The price is 37% off compared to your last purchase. It's $26.97. Would you like to add it to your cart?
No, please, no.
Okay, anytime you'd like to reorder, just ask me.
All right, we'll do. What's happening, viewer? So I got this envelope here with some decals in it. and I've got this box here that I ordered as a car, and I'm going to take these decals and put it on this car. So I guess since I got at least one person here, if you'll hang out with me for a few minutes, I'll take this car out of the box and we'll see what we got. Hopefully they sent me the right color. These cars are kind of hard to come by these days because it seems like everybody's doing what I'm doing. Since they can't afford the real thing, they make their own. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Oh boy, when you know it. I hate it when these put this popcorn stuff in here. Get my trash can. I'll tell you what. Let me do this. All right, so as you can see there, that was a General Lee. Well, it's going to be a General Lee when I get done with it. It looks more red than orange, but well, I guess that's all right. It'll work. Anyway, so I'm going to open these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and put these decals on this car. That's just kind of a hobby I have. I've done quite a few other cars. I actually have some cars on the site right now for sale. And I get these from Fusion, Decal, and Hobby. This is the first time they've ever sent me cards, which is pretty cool. So then I don't have to go looking for them on eBay. I can just order directly from them. They sent me a bunch. And then, of course, you got decals here. Right. So for me to do this, I need some rubbing alcohol, right? And I usually use a couple of Q-tips, a pair of tweezers. That's to pick up the decals, when I soak them in the water. And scissors. Cut the decal not to fit. Stuff like that. Okay. So, anyway, wish I had a few more people on. That would be pretty cool to have, an audience at least. Been on 13 minutes. Well, we got one viewer. And that viewer is probably me because I've got the phone on over here. So anyway. This isn't generally where I build these. I generally do this up in my upstairs in my upstairs in my dining room. I got more room to do this, but I decided tonight since I've done a lot of other videos from right here at this spot that I would go ahead and just do it here. So that's what I'm doing. So here we go. Now, so we're going to pull these out. Is this fucking video even? I don't know why I don't have more of an audience. I mean, it is, well, there's probably a lot of people out. It is Saturday night, so I guess there's probably some people that would normally come in and see, but they're not seeing tonight because, of course, they're probably out living life and doing their thing. Decals. Okay. All right. This guy here wants me to know where he's from. Auto Masters decals. Okay. Another one, Fusion Scale Hobbies. printed decals, and stuff. It's got like instructions or something or phone number on the back, and switch line decals. So this guy wants me to be able to find him again. Good enough. Okay. So generally, when I do these, I don't take the car out of the box. Well, I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. So pull my little handy dandy switchblade out again. What I usually do, I try and keep everything as intact as possible because I like not having the damaged box and stuff. Because I'll probably will either A, keep this open. How we doing, viewer? Feel free to comment if you like. I'm putting, well, he's gone. Whoever it was is gone already. I guess that's somebody just passing through like I do sometimes. Let me see if this car is actually orange. I'll put it up here for a second. Oh, yeah, that's orange. Okay. All right, so then cut this loose here. There's a strip that goes from door to door on the inside. I don't like to take them off as cars. I don't like to take them off of the plastic. So this thing will look really sweet when I get done with it. Anyway, but so this is the box it came in, and all I did was cut the tape here, and then I'll be able to reclose it. But anyway, so I take these off. Actually, what I do is I have to fold this down. So I'll cut this loose here, like that, and cut this in loose. That way I can open it up, take these plastic pieces off here and here. Okay. And then I can take this and just kind of fold it back like that. And that leaves the whole car exposed so that I can put the decals on. All right, now I get my bottle, get my thing of water here. I forgot to show that. So basically now what I'll do is I'll cut these decals so that they'll fit nice on here. And I do this because sometimes on these decals, the cuts won't be, for some reason, the decal itself won't be done the way it's supposed to. So I have to cut the decal out of here. Like this. And then I'll trim this down so that when I put it in the water, I'll get a clean decal. All right, then I'll take my rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol. Put some on Q-tip like that. And then what I do here I'll clean off the top of this car. Now, generally, there's absolutely nothing on here, but I cleaned it off anyway, just to make sure that the decal is going to work right and fit. Well, not fit, but stay in place. I'm going to wipe all this excess stuff off here, I guess. Really wish I had, like more people watching. Well, anyway. There's all my viewers tonight. Messed up the edge of this decal. I don't want to go cutting on it though to make it. That's alright. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't mess it up. I'm afraid I'd messed up this decal. Anyway, I'll trim this off a little bit more. Okay. Okay. And into the water she goes. Put it in there. And I generally let that soak for, a minute or so. They, when you buy these things, turn my CV down here. When you buy these things, they tell you, that to leave them in there a little longer than normal because some of these are old and dried out. Most of these decals, unfortunately enough for me, they come from this company here, and these guys make them like to order. But a lot of places that I get these decals, they're not made to order, and if I'm not careful with them, they'll crack, and then it just leads to a big mess, and then I have to try and fix them while I'm applying them. And I don't like doing things like that, so I'll leave it in there a little longer than usual. So I'll let it stay in there for, a minute or so. The worst part of these, especially with the top decals, trying to get it straight on top of the car. Um, but I do a pretty good job at that most of the time. It just takes a little doing once it's on. All right, so I'll get my handy dandy tweezers and pick this sucker up. Try and pick it up on this end here because that's the end that goes to the front of the car. Come on now. All right. What I'll do is put this on the car and kind of grab it like this here. And just kind of slide it off. The worst part of this is trying to get it centered. And keep it straight as well. Looks pretty good to me. Voila. just kind of inspect it like this. Just off a little bit. I think that's good enough. I'll get my Q-tip here. Right off the front. Now to be real careful, and also have to chase the bubbles. There'll be air bubbles underneath the decal, and then a little excess water from where I have left on there behind. I wet the top of the car a little bit before I apply the decal so that I can slide it around. So that's what we got. There we go. It's still off a little bit. Alright, so this is the worst part. Trying to get this decal straight on here. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I want to make sure that thing's on there just as straight as I can. Alright. At a glance, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, there we go. All right. The top is complete. Why am I not getting any response? I don't know why. Is this thing private or what's going on here? Let's see, what time is it? It's 9:30. I've been on here for 28 minutes and I've only had one person come in. That's crazy. Oh well. I'll post it when I get done. Maybe I'll get some viewers. So far, it's been kind of hard to get people engaged when I'm doing stuff like this. I guess I haven't figured out this whole freaking uh, YouTube live video feed stuff. And I guess another thing too is I'm not going to have anybody come in unless they're actually interested in what I'm doing. Which, that's doesn't bother me that people aren't interested. Everybody's so preoccupied these days with stuff going on in their life. It's a little crazy. Anyway. So these numbers that go on the sides that I'm cutting now. I try and do this to where I've got as little plastic or as little backing as possible. Because I don't want to have any residual backing on it, on the car itself. So I'm trying to cut these as tight as I can without messing them up. Cut that like that. And then I put it in the water and let it soak. Now this isn't too bad. This part here isn't too bad. So this is probably like the easier part. The worst part I've already done. I generally do that last, but sometimes if I do that last, I'll touch the sides of the car by accident, and it moves the decals on the side. So I like to try and maybe do this first this time. That looks pretty good. So I got a little residual water here. What really sucks is when I'm putting these decals on, if they break or if they tear in the least little bit, it's really hard to get them back on there to where they don't look damaged. And I think I did pretty good with this one, but I didn't rip this one, so this one looks pretty good. And then, of course, when I get done, I'll take photos of it, and if I decide to sell it, I'll put it on like eBay or Mercari or something like that. Or even if you're interested, you can drop your comment down below. Hey, I'm interested in that car, and then I can try and figure out a way to have you pay me for it or whatever. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, now I need something to lean this up on. So I just try and get something that has some height to it, like this, so I can lean the car up. That way I have something to work with. Actually, I need that a little higher. Um, so some cards here. Put that underneath so that the car is nice and steady for me. All right, and then my Q-tip is. Let's see, where's my Q-tip? Okay, this is it. All right. I'll clean the side of the car here. When I first started doing these, I've done probably a dozen of these or so. A lot of them I've sold. I think there was maybe one or two I gave away. Well, I did. I gave one to an auction. It was a silent auction. It was like a 2000 something Hellcat that was orange, and it came out really nice. But I haven't done another Hellcat since that one. So I need some light here. Like I said, I haven't done another Hellcat, so um, okay. Yeah, all right, that's better. Okay, handy dandy tweezers. Take it out of the water. Well, this here, these are pretty. These are pretty cool. So what I do is I line the one on this side. I line the one up right under the mirror because that's the way it is on the TV show, The Dukes of Hazzard. The hard part here is getting everything lined up at the bottom because you don't want, because these things have open little opening doors on them. And you want it to just barely be at the edge of the door. That way, if anybody decides to open the door, it doesn't rip the decal off. And to get it straight, like that, so that it I have to be real careful with this because this car has body lines on it, and it will tend, if you don't get it laid down on the body lines right, the decal will lift up right on the body lines. So that looks pretty good right there. what I try and do here is I try and get it lined up, the numbers with the bottom of the door. Like I said, because if somebody decides to open the door, the decal won't hang up and they won't open the door and tear the decal off. So that's what it looks like. Okay, now this side here, I have to do is kind of bend this back. This is really hard sometimes because I don't want to rip the cardboard, and it's going to give me a natural slope like that. Okay, good. All right, now I'm going to cut this decal out. Now, where's all my people tonight? I guess I don't go live often enough or something. Maybe people just, I don't know, I've got 300 and something followers, or yeah, followers, or subscribers. You would think that there would be a few of them that would come along and see me doing something interesting like this. Yeah. Okay, I guess I can't always count on. I don't know, there might be some stuff going on tonight. So next weekend I'll be shooting a lot of video. I'll be at the racetrack next week. I'm going to Gateway Motorsports Park to see the IndyCar races. Right. And then I wait for the decal to. I should have been doing that. Well, I guess I can clean the side of the car while I'm waiting. But like I said, the reason I do this, I use rubbing alcohol because it kind of primes the paint. I know that sounds crazy, but it kind of primes the paint so that the decal will stick and it gets all the dirt off. These things, they don't, when they make these cars, they don't clean them. They go down an assembly line and they just put screws in the bottom of it and pack it up, basically. So there we go. I'll take the little ends for that ends for that. So and I'll put a little water on it like that so that I can slide it around. Most of the water, these decals are kind of porous, which means they breathe a little bit. So I why have I not gone live yet? It's funny, I've only had one person stop in tonight. That's pretty nutty. Another thing you have to be careful of, if you leave these decals in too long, they have a tendency to try and slide off the paper before you even get them out of the water, or you drop them like I just did. This one here, I try and get the center of the zero even with the mirror. Like I said, I've done quite a few of these, and it's just been kind of an experiment on how to do them correctly. There. All right. Like I said, I try and get the numbers even with the bottom of the door. That way, if somebody decides to open the door, they don't rip the decal. Yeah. Looks good. Okay, then I'll take my Q-tip here and I'll clean that up and press it down a little bit. Basically, all I'm doing here is just I take the Q-tip, I'm pushing the water out from underneath the decal so that it sticks. Now, you've actually missed most of what's going on there, viewer, but you can rewind it and watch it again. Basically, what I've done here, I took a plain car that I got in the mail. I order these every once in a while, and I make a General Lee car. So that's one side there, and then this is the other side. This is the hardest decal to put on because, you know, trying to get it straight is the hardest part. And then on this one here, the hood opens. That, and then the doors open. That. On some of these, I've had the trunk actually opens. This one, it's not an option to do on this one. But this is a pretty cool little hobby to have. And then, kind of as a signature, what I do is I've got the flag here. Let's see here. There you go. And that goes on the back right here. I try and use the small. There's two different sizes. If you notice, there's two different sizes. And I try and use the smaller one because it fits. The smaller one fits in between the trunk line and the back window really nice. So that's what I do with that one. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Anyway, it generally takes, you know, I don't know, 45 minutes to do one of these or something like that. Let's see, I've been on 44 minutes and I'm not quite done yet. So then I put this in the water. It's just regular old tap water. I put that on there. And I'll let that sit for a few minutes. These orange cars are getting really hard to find, like on eBay. I use a site too called Mercari. This one happens to be a New Ray car, and I buy it from a distributor. Basically, what I do is I get these cars, order them, and it generally takes about a week. I ordered both of these at the same time, the decals and the car, and I got them both at the same time this time, which that hardly ever happens. If you're interested in going back and watching, you know, like the beginning and everything, I kind of explain, you know, why I do this. It's just a nice little hobby to have. And I see I lost you. Okay. That's fine. I'll just continue. Okay, so that came off. All right. So I gotta try and get this decal off of here without fucking it up. Alright. There we go. I'm getting this centered on the window here. Pretty tough. Looks not right. I'm just trying to dab this off. Sometimes it's hard to get these things on here to stay. So you have to kind of force it. Just take all the water out from underneath the best you can. I'm quite the perfectionist when I do these because I want, like, if I decide to sell this, which I probably will, I like for people to be able to look at this and go, man, this is a really nice job. You know. And it's still just me watching. Isn't that cool? So sometimes I put these on. These are the license plate. This may not fit. Sometimes the plate will fit. Sometimes it won't. It doesn't look like this one's going to. So I'm not going to put the license plate on. Like I said, I've done these before. Sometimes they come out better than others. Of course, that's with anything these days. So basically, that's it. I'm all done. So you look at it from this side, right? See the top, and then to the other side, like that. And I just kind of give it a once over to make sure that I've got everything straight, everything's laying down the way it should. It looks pretty good to me. Right. Tops off just a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, then take these, fold these back up like this. I don't know if I have any Scotch tape down here. Or I did. I'll have to run and get some Scotch tape. I generally keep some down here. There we go. Scotch tape. All right. Now I'll fold this back down like this. Put a piece of Scotch tape on here, just like it was when I opened it. Well, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get anybody to look at my video tonight. I had two people stop in at least. It's kind of hit and miss, you know. When sometimes people will stop and they'll stay, but it's been my experience that I don't draw a very good crowd. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. I'll take plastic pieces and put them back in. This is the front. Actually, I should have done this before I put the car back in, but I was busy running my mouth. Shit. I've done this before. I should have known. I'll make sure that's even the right one for the front. Okay, so this is the front. Sometimes I forget. It's like, when you're cutting wood or you're a carpenter or anything, you're supposed to measure twice and cut once. And I failed horribly at this tonight, but that's okay. I got to do the same thing here. All right. It just holds the car in place. Just like that. This one came out pretty good. I may just keep this one. I don't know. Maybe. And this is the other hard part, trying to get it back in the box. I've actually done another couple of cars. I did a blue one. And let's see, was it blue? No, it's silver or gray. And it's a general patent. And it's got an American flag on it, but the flag is it's got 48 stars on it. And it's number 44, which was the year that General Patton led the raid on Bunker Hill and won. And then I've got a red one that's a 76. For 1776, it's a General Washington, and it's got the flag on it that was used during the Revolutionary War. So that one came out really nice. Yeah, and hopefully somebody will buy it if I decide to sell it, which I probably will. I'd like to sell them as a set, to be honest with you. But I don't know if anybody would be interested in the other ones because they aren't the General Lee. I really shouldn't have put that back in there. The back wheel's not on like it should be. But I didn't touch it. It's not on me. So anyway, I've been on here almost an hour. It's 10 o'clock at night. I guess I can clean up my mess. So what I'll do now is I'll cut the excess off of here, and I'll save these for another car, another day, a rainy day or something. You never know when you're going to need a decals for anything. Actually, that would look really cool right there. That's what I want to do. I'll put it on there. Guys on the radio talking this evening. Audit Masters decals. I don't think you're going to be able to see that. But anyway, that's what it says. Auto Masters decals. They, I think I've ordered from these people before, but I don't think I got decals or like business cards from them last time or anything like that. They usually just put them in a thing and send them to me. Let's see what's going on the radio. Here. Radio is really quiet tonight. What's up with that? It's been quiet here pretty much lately. Used to get a lot of chatter on Friday and Saturday nights, but that hasn't been the case here lately. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's because the sun has calmed down and isn't making waves like it was, or what's going on. It's pretty cool. Hello, viewer. Missed all the fun. So this is a end product of what I did here tonight. Basically, what I did, I had some decals that came in a folder thing. I ordered about a week ago. Came in this, and I ordered this car from a diecast company because they're hard to find on like eBay or Mercari now, especially the plain ones. I mean, you can get like the Harley Davidson cars; they have those. They have some of the drag cars, but nothing like this. So this is a plain car. Started out plain anyway, and I don't know if you can see there. I got the decals on the back of it right there too. But this is just kind of a hobby that I do. Sometimes I sell these. Sometimes I keep them. This is actually probably, I've made probably 12 or 15 of these over the last few years. They make really nice Christmas gifts, or just taking up shelf space or whatever. If you have any questions or comments, you feel free to put them down below. If you don't mind hitting the like button. I'm not really too concerned with likes or shares or any of that stuff, or subscriptions. And if you want to, that's fine. I'm not in it for the money. I just like to do videos. What we got going on here? Got a CB radio set up over here, and they're kind of tuning in tonight. It's not as much traffic as usual. But, let's see, talk messages. Nobody in the chat. So I can't have any questions, man, or woman, or whatever you can ask. I'm here in my basement. I'm not very energetic this evening. It's been a long day. It's 10 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. I'm usually in bed by now. But feel free to comment, like, or share. You don't have to. That's fine. So anyway, I don't have a lot to discuss. I usually like for other people to engage conversation, whether it's with a question or comment, or what kind of day they had, what their name is, that kind of thing. I know there's a lot of people probably on from like India, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, this time of day. Those people are usually the ones that are on. Because over there it's morning time. Let's see, I think there's like a 7 or 8 hour difference. So a lot of them are probably early morning people. Most of the people in the U.S. are out doing their thing, whether it's hanging out with their friends, or partying, or whatever it is people do these days. I don't know. As you can see, I'm here doing a video. Anyway, you can go back and watch the beginning of the video. I'll have this reposted when I in this one. I've been on for an hour now, so basically the tools I use for this are rubbing alcohol. I use this to kind of prime the paint on the car, to prep it for the application. And then, of course, I just use regular tap water, but I try and use warm water, because a lot of times when you do these decals, now these were custom made, so they were fresh, but a lot of these, they come out of these model car kits. People get these cars and they put models together, and they don't want to put the decals on them, so I buy the decals. And but these were from a company here called, let's see, where's my cards? I don't know what I did with them. Well, anyways, like Decal Guys or something like that. And then I use scissors, of course, to cut the decal to fit. And then I have Q-tips. The Q-tips are to apply the rubbing alcohol, and then to sponge off the external water. And then I put the decals on to make them stick, and then, of course, chase air bubbles out, that kind of thing. But what I do is I dip these into water a little bit and put them on the car before I actually apply the decal, that way I can move it around, to wherever I need it. This decal here is actually the hardest one to get right, because of the spacing between the doors and then front to back. And then I tried, you got to get it straight. And that's generally the last decal I put on, but tonight it's the first one I put on. This car actually turned out pretty. I've had some that didn't turn out too well, but this one here actually turned out pretty nice. I'm rather impressed with this one. So anyway, I don't know who you are or where you're at. If you could maybe just type in there where you're from, I mean that would help me. You know, um, I don't I don't know what else to say really. I'm not good at this. It seems like when I'm at work, I'm a motor mouth. And I get people laughing all the time, but I kind of feel like I'm talking to myself when I've got two viewers and uh, nobody's saying anything. It's kind of, I guess, kind of watching. I was really hoping, since I was doing something creative tonight, that I would have more people watching. And I know I put on my description that I was breaking down boxes. These are actually the boxes I was breaking down of the stuff that we order from Amazon. That seems to be the way to go these days, when you're kind of the homebody. Of course, a lot of that was brought on by that pandemic we had. What was it, 21 to 20, or the end of 23, or 2020 to 2023 anyway. So we got used to ordering things off Amazon because it's just easier to not have to go get up and go to the store and all that. And a lot of stupidity out there in the world these days. So it's more beneficial, when you can actually order that stuff and just have it delivered to your door. Plus, a lot of things that we order, stores don't carry them anyway. Like these stores don't have these. And I got the decals off of eBay, incidentally, and the car came from um, a die cast company. It's really hard to find these plain cars on eBay. I use eBay and Mercari. They're both really good sites, but like I said, it's really hard to find these cars plain. Um, a lot of them come with they're Harley Davidson cars, but they come with a big number one on the side, and you can't. It's like a painted on decal or something. It's heated on, kind of like an iron on. So you can't get the decal off without messing up the car. And I mean, and then they have some that have like you know sunroofs in them and things like that. They don't carry a lot of this car. The wheels are different. Like these have the chrome wheels on them. The back tire's messed up right here on this one. See right there. Doesn't look quite right. I guess whoever did that at the factory didn't get it in all the way. Either that, or when they take it out of the mold, it's probably just a little residual plastic from the mold. But it takes about 45 minutes to do these. I did this one, I don't know, I guess in around 50 minutes, almost an hour. Um, because I was trying to take my time. I was really hoping that more people would stop in and say hello. But unfortunate enough for me, it didn't happen that way. Um, anyway, this is my radio room. All my CB equipment is over here. And behind me there is a shelf of just NFL shit. I used to be an NFL fan, but when they started all that kneeling for the flag and all that, I quit watching because I ain't got time for that. That's silliness. Anyway, oh, here it is. Printed decals. That's where those decals came from, and they're actually custom made to order. Um, I wish I knew where the cards were. I had cards and they sent them to me. Oh, I know where they're at. Right. What I do with them. Um, No, not there. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached to me, I swear. Anyway, I'll leave this sit out here. What did I do with those decals? Cards. They sent business cards, which I usually don't get business cards from these people. Usually they just send me the decals in an envelope, and I open them and apply them to the car. And I had like 5 of them. They sent me like 5. They were all together. I don't know what I did with them. Well, so anyway, this is what I do. I sit on my CB radio sometimes to talk to people, but like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot going on lately. I don't know if the sunspots are not right, or usually have something they call skip, and I talk to Skip a lot. And apparently, oh, here they are. So these cards I was trying to find, I found them. So this is what's called switch line decals. Right there. And then I got one called Print It Decals. Now, this isn't my company. This is where I order these decals from for the cars. Then you got Fusion Scale Hobbies. Give them a little PR since they did such a good job this time. And then Auto Masters Decals. Quality scale model decals. So I guess they make model car decals. Give them all a shout out. Then it's got a web address for proper installation of the decals, but I've done enough of these that I know how to do decals, so I'm not, it's not new to me. This ain't my first rodeo, as they say. And then that's the top of the package. When they send it to you, they send them in a plastic bag. I've already thrown the bag away, but this has a staple in it. And that's how they keep it closed. But that's what it is there. Anyway, so we don't have anything to say, or I'm kind of waiting on some comments from somebody. Of course, I've only got 2 people watching, and I think one of them is me, to be honest with you. I've got it on my phone over here, so I'm kind of monitoring what's going on so that I can be my own moderator, I guess. But I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. And it's now 10:25 p.m. on 8/3/2024. Mm-hmm. Got my webcam up there. This is a pretty cool little deal here because I can take this off and move it around. This is my, see if I can show you here. That's my CV equipment. So I've got over here, I got a power supply over here on this far side. That's a 12-amp power supply. And this is a 25-amp power supply, but it's also a linear for a CB radio. This thing will do about 250 watts. But for some reason right now, my preamp's not working on it. I think there's something broken on the inside. This is a little mobile amplifier. It's supposed to go in your car, but I use it here at my desk. That's a white Tornado 225. That thing will do about, 175 watts, something like that. And then this is my radio. This is a what's called a anytone radio. It's Japanese made, but they're pretty nice radios. This thing's got like 1,000,000 channels in it. And then this is a scanner. This here. I don't have it turned on at the moment. Let's see how I'll turn it on. And I can listen to police and fire and rescue and stuff like that. And this is my microphone here. So that's on a 200-watt scale right now. So that's 30 watts. And then as I talk, it'll swing. Watch that needle move. And that's my phone and everything I got. That's my setup here tonight with the car and all that good stuff. But anyway, that's kind of what I've been up to tonight. And I really wish I'd had more people come in. Would have been nice to see some more faces. Well, I can't really see them, but if people were talking, I could talk to people. That would be really cool. Have a bunch of people in and stuff like that. But I don't get more than 2 or 3 viewers. I don't know why. I guess if I was talking like politics or religion or the big thing seems to be the Olympics right now. Yay! I'm not watching the Olympics. It's crazy. The stuff that's going on. You got. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, so I guess I'm going to probably end this video because, my live stream sucks. So anyway, this is what I did tonight, guys and girls and men and women, and I don't know, and I'm not sure, and STUVWXYZ plus minus, whatever. All right, guys, girls, this is out. Guys, have a great evening, and we'll see you on the next video. Let's see, how do I get this thing to end? End stream. Bye now.